Hi, welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. This is going to be a super short video, but I just wanted to say, Konami, you did a great job, actually. This new update for the 3rd anniversary is really good. You actually fixed a lot of things that I myself had problems with, and a bunch of other people had problems with, and you also made this game a lot more customizable now, which is really dang cool. There's definitely still room for improvement, but I figured I'd take a few minutes out of my day, a few minutes out of yours, and just show you all the new stuff in case you haven't seen it yet. The solo mode has actually been updated. So there are 2 recommended ones that will always be shown. These are probably so that way you can just do this tutorial if you haven't done it yet, because I don't think I've played any of the Skull Servant ones yet, as much as I love the deck. Yeah, it's just telling me to go through this and do all this stuff, which is pretty fun. And then there's also the Gen X one, which is pretty dang cool. Actually, not Gen X. Is this Gen X? I think this is Gen X. I could be wrong. Ally of Justice. Sorry, not Gen X. Yes, just remembered. But it's just interesting. It's a very simple change. You can see the last played updates, which will put this here. It'll constantly update them. There's also just a list of the stories, except it's organized into 3s now instead of just one long line, which I actually think was a pretty worthwhile change. I like it quite a lot. I give them a lot of respect for it. I like how easy it is to just easily go through and access anything. Everything that's been cleared will show up there, and then anything that hasn't been cleared is going to show up at the bottom right, which just seems pretty dang good. I also like that there's a second barrier behind it now, instead of just showing like the little multiple yellow squares. There's actually just a white or a gray second frame behind it. That's pretty fun. And then the same thing for trials and challenges. Everything that was here, like the tactical dry decks, the SP deck challenges, and all that stuff are now here. Although it's been a while, so I imagine with the 3rd anniversary coming up, we'll probably get another SP deck challenge, though I don't think these were ever tied to anniversaries of this game. That is arguably the biggest change so far. There are 2 cosmetic changes, which I think are pretty fun. Funnily enough, we actually did just get Flambridge again, but if I go back into solo mode, and I back out of it, you'll see that my wallpaper changes. You can now set up to 5 wallpapers of your choice, which is pretty fun. Not only can you set up to 5 wallpapers of your choice, you can set up your wallpaper for your banner. So if I go to my profile here, you can see that I have the Terrors of the Afterroot. I can change it to Garunix, I can change it to Darkhold Dragon, and that is entirely separate from what I have as my wallpapers. So you can set whatever you want now. In addition, there's also random wallpapers, so you can set up to 5 wallpapers of your choosing. The order does not matter, and they will randomly be displayed. If you have 1, it'll still just be 1. You don't have to set more than that if you only like the one that you have. But for me, I like quite a few of these, so I'm going to pick these 4 because I think they look pretty dang cool, though I think Junk Warrior is probably the worst one of the 3. And I'm just going to stick with them for a while. I quite like this change. This is a really good one, to be honest, and I give them a lot of respect and credit for it because this was a long time coming. This game definitely has so much that it can do in terms of customization and all sorts of things, and the fact that it hasn't it's been a bit surprising to me, but I'm glad to see that it has. The next change actually affects the way that you construct your deck, or rather, change the accessories in your deck. In my opinion, I think this is actually the best change so far. You can now set mates for individual decks. So if you look at my Blue Eyes deck here, we have Moki Moki. If I go to my Vendread deck here, I have Revendread Slayer. And if I go to my Shining Star, I have my Mahako? What's his name? Jack-o'-lantern. No, it's not. Ghost Trick Jacko? Ghost Trick Hallow? I don't remember what his name. I don't know what his name is. I can't remember for the life of me, but I love it. And I think this is a brilliant change because now on my Blue Eyes, I can put something like Dark Magician and make my opponent think that I'm just an idiot. And then have Blue Eye sleeves. Oh my god, he's a Yugi boomer. I don't know, man. I think it's a fun change. Now, if we head over to the deck build screen and we go to filter, there's actually a bunch of new things. And I, for one, I'm actually not very happy with this menu. While I think the new information is helpful to an extent, I also think it very much clogs up enough of the screen to the point where it becomes more intrusive than helpful. But you can now filter by rarity, you can filter by normal, or effect, or fusion, or ritual, which is what it always was, or and a normal, effect, fusion, ritual. You can search for and or with these in the filters tab, which I think is essentially useless because just pressing multiple before would always show you those anyways. So if you saw synchro, it'd be a synchro or exceeds if you highlighted both. Like this is effectively useless. Or and do the exact same thing here, and I really don't get the point of this. But I guess that's fine. They have updated the icons for everything, so you can now see there's a light attribute right there, there's a field spell, there's the card frame looking thing, there's the UR rarity, there's also a new icon for the types and all that stuff, level and rank, same thing before. I find it funny that there's level 13 here and it's just for Raid Raptor, which makes me very happy. But now you can also filter by link rating, which is a really good change, to be honest, including link arrows and pendulum scales. Then you can also search by attack and defense and then other abilities and stuff. And like I said, that's kind of a lot, to be honest. As great as it is, I'm not a fan of just how much shit there is in that screen now. That's a bit too much. Also, Why do I have Summon Gate as a royal rare? I feel like this should just be the way the game works, to be honest. I say as a synchro player, and that would absolutely ruin everything for me. But anyways, it's like, it's a bit much. And I think they're aware that it's a bit much. Because, like, look at the order of this shit. You go from types of cards into level, link rating, link arrows, pendulum scale, attack, defense, abilities, and other. What the fuck? Like, the order of this shit is just insane. Absolutely insane. It is funny that you can now just search for forbidden cards in this itself, rather than having to go to the unlimited section. And I like that a lot, actually. I am curious. What cards are just forbidden? Ah, bring him back. Give it back. Give him back. Please. I want him back. I want my King Calamity back. I was not expecting to see him there. I forgot that I had him. I miss him so much, man. King Calamity's still one of my favorite fucking cards. I do not care. Oh my goodness. But that's just a fun... I think that's a very helpful change, but I think it does too much and becomes less helpful just because it's doing too much. If I want to sit on the screen for a few seconds, and if you notice in the bottom right, the ranked duel menu went away. If we press another input, it'll come back. But if we wait a few seconds, it'll just fade. And I don't know what the point of this is. I guess it's if you want like a screenshot of your wallpaper or just to chill out with your wallpaper on screen. But like, okay. that feels vastly unnecessary, but sure. I mean, it's not harming anything. So a fun little visibility thing for your art in case you just want to stare at your Terrors of the Afterroot's knees or something. You're a sicko. I respect you, but you're a sicko. Let's go through and look at some other changes, which I don't really have the ability to show footage of. So during the battle phase, if a card is capable of both attacking and activating an effect, its frame will now display both the blue and yellow glow simultaneously. During the battle phase, you can now view detailed information during the battle phase, including battle step, start of the damage step 2, damage calculation, after damage calculation, and then whatever the fuck damage step 5 is. And it'll show in the show duel info in the bottom right of the screen. I think it's the list, or I guess it's called the info button, but I've always called it the list. Introduced icons to the card list for indicating card statuses, which is actually pretty cool. I'm a big fan of this. When you're looking in your deck list in a game, as well as just in general, you can actually just see how many of that card are allowed in the game, which is nice. Because before you would have to click related cards, then hover that specific card, but now it actually just shows, and that's a very fun situation to be in. You can also look through the filters, which I showed about, and/or options. There's also bookmarks and card history tabs for dismantle card selected screen, and you can also set it so that way cards cannot be dismantled, which I think is pretty dang cool. There is an option to set accessories immediately after purchasing them, which is actually quite nice. I like that. I was trying to think of what the use of this is for, but like, for me, that's not going to change much because I don't really do anything with the Master Duel shop. They haven't put any cosmetics out that I'm a big fan of, aside from the Terrors of the Afterroot one, but like, no, that's a good change actually, because if you get an icon, you can always immediately put it on, and if you get a structure deck, it'll have an option to copy it immediately after purchasing it for the first time, instead of automatically copying it unless you had no deck slots. So I like that change. That's a pretty good change, because maybe you just wanted it for a few cards or something, which is worthwhile. 500 gems for like whatever cards you want, when you can spend 1,000 and not get a single UR, that seems pretty good. Solo mode, you can now see the gates and last place stuff, which I showed you. In addition, they actually fixed a bunch of stuff. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon was having a problem with people trying to use, what do you call it? People were trying to do like testing with Dragoon in the PvE duels for a bunch of stuff, and all of that's been changed. So I'll just leave these on screen so you can read through them if you really want to. Feel free to pause and look through them. But yeah, all in all, I think this is a good change. There's a few things that I'd like to see going forward in Master Duel, which I've always wanted going forward in Master Duel, which is simply just, you have like 13,000 individual card arts in the game, I believe. Could be incorrect. It could actually be a little bit more. I know there's at least 12,000 cards. It's gone up by around 600 since I made that video, right? Well, it was like 12,000 something. So there's definitely at least 13,000 now. But that's not even including alt arts. Why is it that there isn't a new, okay, let's say not new structure deck, but a new mate every month, or a new field every month, or like mate base, or field part, or protect a sleeve, or whatever? Why do the sleeves still not go to the edge of the thing? Why is there a border, like a black border? If there's going to be a border, do it like you did with the other ones. Like you've done with the attribute ones. You see how there's like a little thing there? It clearly separates the art from the thing. Do that. Don't just do a fade out. It looks bad. These look awesome because they have a nice little clean border. But like, why isn't there a new sleeve every month? A new icon every month? A new icon frame every month? There should be one of every new accessory at least every month. That's only 12 in a year. And that is money that you are making instantly because someone will want that. I am confident that if you did this, your game is making so much more money. There should absolutely be new wallpapers every month as well, and I don't get why there isn't. Why don't I own the RDA one? Well, I know why. It's because actual RDA doesn't look all that cool. Man, this guy's so cool. Veta is so cool. I wish I knew what the hell it was. And I want to play a Vita deck, but it's just so bad. But he's so cool. I don't know. This has nothing to do with the video. I love that guy. He's such a badass. He is such an absolute badass, and I would love to play a Vita deck. But yeah, I really hope there's more customization options going forward in the game. I would love to see, like, new, what do you call them, bundles every time. Like, I think every month or two there should be another bundle. I don't know why there isn't. Again, there really isn't an excuse for not having more customization options in this game. But hey, maybe in the future we will see those. So I guess, thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll see you all then. God, that Dark Hole Dragon is so cool. I wish it was a good card. I really wish Dark Hole Dragon was a good card. Because, like, I was thinking about playing it in RDA, and I still am, but I haven't really figured out a way to make it work. And, like, just play the Bestials. No! Ban them. They suck and they shouldn't be in the game. They're ridiculous, and they kill off, like, 98% of any light and dark deck that isn't a competitive strategy. You just can't play them anymore. It's stupid, and they shouldn't exist. But Dark Hole Dragon's just a badass. Honestly, he just is. I had a stroke again. I hope you learned something else in this video, or learned something new in this video, something you might not have realized about this. And thank you for watching and giving me the time of day. Until next time, I will see you all then. So take care of yourselves, everyone. Bye-bye.